We are very excited about the opportunity set in core bonds today. Our excitement stems from three reasons. First is the starting yields. Starting yields of 5 to 6% mean that over the next 3 to 5 years, investors can realize those returns. And in a scenario where growth was to slow down, investors can potentially realize even a double-digit return. Second is the correlation benefits. In a scenario where growth was to weaken, central banks can cut rates much more aggressively, and the return on core bonds can be meaningfully positive when the return on equities is meaningfully negative. And then the third is the idea that the opportunity set for alpha creation, for active value creation, is quite abundant because of elevated volatility stemming from trade policies, geopolitics, changing fiscal backdrop, and changing growth and inflation backdrop in different parts.
The single biggest change from a policy standpoint has been in the US trade policy. The impact for the rest of the world is going to be very much negative on growth, because these tariffs are going to hit the export-oriented industries in all of these economies. But it also will be negative on inflation. One, it will depress activity in these countries. But then secondly, the goods that can't be sold in US because of additional tariffs will find their way into these economies. Now, economies across the world will try and cushion this impact in different ways. In many cases, we see room for monetary policy to deliver more rate cuts than what has been priced. Similarly, fiscal policy will also potentially become more active. You get to invest in different themes because economies are not exactly synchronized, and that provides opportunity for us to take active risk in our portfolio.
First is in the interest rate space. Where we are now, what is happening is because of diverging backdrop, you are seeing different countries go through a or a less coordinated rate cutting cycle. So that is creating a lot of opportunities for us to take advantage of opportunities outside of the US. Tariffs play an important role as well, whereas the tariff policy can be inflationary in the US, it has a disinflationary impact outside of the US.
Some examples are, we like duration in UK, in Australia. When you look at emerging markets, we like them in South Africa, in Peru, in Brazil. All of these economies are, valuation-wise, they look attractive. And then the backdrop of the trade policy shift makes it even better.
Also is the curve position. What we have done is we have taken the steepener view in the US, steepener view in Europe, but a flattener view in Japan. When we go into credit, mortgage credit in UK and in France, where we are seeing banks retrace or retrench, creating an opportunity for investors like ourselves to take some high-quality mortgage credit risk there. And then last but not the least is the idea around FX. This year, we have shifted to an underweight dollar. How do we implement that underweight dollar bias? Again, it is working closely with our global team, our emerging market team, identifying countries where the fundamentals are improving, where we can be a little bit overweight their local currency relative to being underweight dollar. So we have expressed it in Turkey, Brazil, as an overweight relative to being underweight in the US dollar.
Lastly, what I would add is, just for some context, global bond markets are about 150 trillion in size. This is the public bond markets. The size outside of US is about 100 trillion. So by investing internationally, a US-based investor gets to triple the opportunity set.